You're very clear. It sound very good. Like macam
Okay.
macam dalam studio.
Phew. I mean, I can hear you lah. It's just
Okay,
I have to like
boleh.
really put. Yeah.
Okay, boleh eh? Okay,
Boleh.
okay. Welcome back to another episode of He with Riffy Redswan. Natasha Yusuf, a working mother of two, founder of fitnass.y, that's FITNASS.y, and also an advocate for mothers going into fitness, opens up to He about her struggles with depression and talks about how working out and physical activities help her improve her mental health and well-being. She shares her thoughts. What can you do to help you start going into fitness, and encourages taking that first baby step is one way to start. Hi, Natasha.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. It's my, I think, 19th episode, and I'm getting
Oh,
better by the
wow.
day.
You've been busy.
I've been very busy.
That's awesome.
It's good. I think it's good for my mental health.
For me, I think anything to prioritize your mental health is very
Yeah.
important,
Yes.
especially during times like this when we have been in and out of lockdowns,
Mm-mm.
like especially those who are living on their own, or even if they're living in the same house with
Mm-hmm.
other people.
Yes.
It's different in comparison to your everyday life when where you actually have time away for yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Now, we are talking, today we're talking about mental health and physical health equals to, good health.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about mental health, we often relate that to self-care, psychiatrists, therapists, but we forget that physical part of it is also important.
Very true. Very
Yes,
true.
and especially me, kan. I mean, I know that's the fact. You and I both know the fact that when you exercise, work out, it will help your mental strength,
Definitely. All
kan?
those happy hormones, endorphins that
Indeed,
are
tapi
released, right?
we often neglect that. I mean, a lot of people do. Instead of doing that, they tend to eat a lot.
Mm, mm, mm.
They stay on the couch ke. For me, buat house chores pun, it's part of workout. But we're
Of
gonna
course.
talk about intensive workout lah, the ones that
Mm.
you are passionate about. Now, can you describe what was your experience like when you were struggling with depression? When was it, and what happened?
Okay. This happened back in, I think it was 2016. Um, I had just become a new mom, and I was ready back to work because I'm a full time working mom.
Mm-hmm.
So then I think it. I mean, it's a first time for me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to juggle that my career as well as being a mother.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what's very important is having that support system, right?
Yes. Yes.
So for me, I'm quite lucky in terms of at home. I
Mm-hmm.
do have that support system. I do have my parents who will
Mm-hmm.
step in if I need someone to help with my son.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my husband,
Mm-hmm.
so at home, everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, when I was working in my previous organization at that
Mhm,
time,
mhm,
I did not have the most understanding or supportive bosses.
mhm,
And Rifi, believe it or not,
mhm,
they are also parents,
mm,
right?
mhm,
So I remembered I was being pressured a lot at work
mhm,
to deliver and everything else,
mhm.
which I mean it's part of my job, but
Yeah.
they didn't give me that, or they, or how would you say it, they were not really understanding, like if I needed to take a break to go and express my
Yes.
breast milk.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
if I'm up in the mother's room, then I'll be getting text, where are you? Where are you? You know, that kind of thing. Um,
Yes.
and then they would overload me with work
Mhm.
to the extent that I remember I used to stay up late just
Wow.
working, and Aiden used to just be crying in the cot, and I couldn't even, like, I couldn't focus because
Mhm.
um I had so many things going on,
Mhm.
and it was really really bad. And my uh direct manager at that point,
Mhm.
he was pretty much bullying me
Mhm. Mhm.
in my um job. So
Yeah. Yeah.
he pretty much loaded everything on me,
Mhm.
made me do all the work,
Mhm.
and at the end of the day, he took all the credit for himself,
Yes.
and pretty much in my performance review said that
Mhm.
I did not do anything, that I was
Yeah.
MIA, you know.
Yeah.
So
Eh,
it was really bad because I was working on two different projects with him, and he was overloading me with
yeah.
all this work. And it came to a point that I had a colleague who was close to me, and she was sitting in front of me at
Mm.
work, and she just said, "You know what? I'm actually watching you break down right in front of my eyes right now.
Mm.
I'm just because I was trying to hold it together because I've
Yeah.
always been very independent. I've always been like, I can do this, but
Yes. Yeah.
I
I
think
know you. Yeah.
I realized it was just not going to work, and
Mm-mm.
then she said, you know what, I think you need to go to take a break,
Correct.
you know.
Yeah.
And I remember what I did was I studied psychology as
Yes.
my degree, right? So
Yes.
I
Yes.
recognized the symptoms already. I recognized
Yeah.
the signs.
Yes.
So I picked up the phone. This was like halfway through the work day. I just picked up the phone and I called up one of the centers that I know of,
Mm-hmm.
made an appointment,
Mm-hmm.
and they managed to slot me in that day.
Mm-hmm.
I just packed up my bags and just left the office. I didn't even bother telling anyone. I just
Mm-hmm.
left because I couldn't do it anymore.
Because it's affecting you really
Yeah.
bad. It's affecting
Yeah,
you
it
really
was
bad.
really bad.
And then
And
there
I
was no
remembered when I
consideration at all.
sorry?
There was no consideration at all when you've
No, not at
been,
all.
loaded with all the work, and then you
Exactly.
also have to, give sort of fair share of your personal life at
Mm-hmm.
home
Yeah,
and work,
exactly.
and you weren't even being bothered to even give you the time and space that you needed.
Yep, definitely. So
Okay.
I remembered I walked into the not psychiatrist, it was a psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked into the therapist in your office, right?
Yeah.
I sat down and I remembered he just asked me, what do you want to talk about, or what's bothering you?
Mm-hmm.
Within seconds, I was in tears. I
Mm-hmm.
just broke down, like everything just came
Mm-hmm.
out. I
Mm-hmm.
think I was crying for a good 20 minutes, almost half an hour.
Mm.
And I've never done that. I've been at that point, I think I've been working
Yeah.
for about, I don't know, 10 years, and it was the first time I ever broke down. And then
Yeah.
that was from there I was actually clinically diagnosed with
Diagnosed with
depression and
depression.
burnout from work as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And at the
Yeah.
time when you were dealing with that, prior to going to to the help,
Mm-hmm.
were you able to try and communicate with your superior at the time to
Of
address? Yeah,
Definitely, I've
definitely. So
tried.
you did all you can.
Yes, it came to a point where I pretty much hit wall, like there's no other way, as
Mm-mm.
much as I was um there were, because for example, I was working on two different projects with this
Mm-hmm.
specific person,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you only have, what, 8 hours in a work day. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously I was working overtime, and
Yeah,
I brought my work
yeah,
home.
yeah.
And then there were times where I'll be sending out emails just to send out my deliverables at
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 in the morning. And
Mm-hmm.
the only thing he could say to me is, oh, you need to manage your time better.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think you know yourself well enough to say that you have managed your time well enough to make sure that both ends are meet,
Yeah.
work and
Yeah.
personal life.
Of
And
course.
however, you were not considered at all and given the chance to even, take a breather.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I understand how frustrated it must have been for you. So how did you cope with it at the time, despite from crying? Did you have any other, other support system that you can, talk about, before you go to see your psychologist?
Um. Well, basically, I'm very, what's it called? I
Reserve,
I tend to be a bit more reserved when
reserved,
it comes
yes.
to my own issues or
Mm-hmm.
the challenges I'm experiencing. I
Yes.
mean, people come to me, like I've had friends come to me with their problems
Mm-hmm.
to ask for advice, or just
Yeah.
if they just want someone to listen.
Mm-hmm.
But my issue is, and I mean, I still see a therapist now, just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from time to time, just to
Yeah.
just check in, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
even she mentioned to me that my my issue is I don't want to share.
Mm.
But because have this assumption in my head that I am burdening other people with their with my
Yeah, yeah,
problems,
yeah, yeah.
right?
You're
Yeah.
not alone. You're not alone. I have that similar issue when I wanted to talk about my therapist here in Malaysia. I
Mm-hmm.
had the problem of, boleh percaya ke? Burdening other people is one thing, but can you trust this
Yes,
set of people that say that they are trustworthy, and words get spread around, and sometimes you want to talk about it just because you want to get it out there
of
and then
course.
get help. But at the same time, we have these issues that I think you're not alone having these thoughts about, like, if you tell other people your problem, it's going to be burdening other people's with your problem when you are
Exactly.
there for them too at the same time. And
Mm,
then, as simple as sometimes people say, go seek help.
yeah.
And then everybody are privileged, can seek for that kind of help because some of them can be quite expensive. So I think what you did at the time, I think you did the right thing. You knew you had to, and at the same time you figure it out. I can totally understand that, and especially when you have no where to turn to. And
Mm-hmm.
finally, it's like, seeking help from a therapist or psychologist seem to be like the last resort, the
Yeah.
end, that you will have to go eventually.
Yeah.
So how was the experience like for you when you start reaching out to them? Did you feel starting to feel better? And does it
Um.
solve the situation?
Yeah, I did start feeling better because I was able to manage what I was going through better with their guidance. But
Mhm.
I mean, Rifi, I'm active when it comes to. I mean, I work out a lot even
Yes.
before I got married, before I had kids.
Yes.
So the thing, when I was after I gave birth, I was
Mm-hmm.
already back at the gym. Once I was
Mm,
given the clearance by my doctor,
mm-hmm.
um, then I was back at the gym, and that's usually my me time. That's where
Mm,
I
mm-mm.
de-stress after work.
Yeah.
But when I was working with this particular person, I did not
Mm-hmm.
have time to go. So
Oh,
it went up to like a couple of months
yes.
working out. I was just
Yeah.
going to work, coming back
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
continue work at
Yeah.
home. You
Yes.
know.
Oh, so did you feel like that's been taken away from you?
Yes. So I did
And
not work out for so long.
okay, now I see where that comes where coming from. When something is taken away from you, yeah, you don't just feel depressed, you feel remorse.
Yeah.
All the resentment, all the
Exactly.
anger. I would be too, because I've been there, done that too, and it's not an easy thing to go through when it's
Mm-hmm.
important to you,
Yeah. So
because yeah, you need that, you
yeah,
know.
exactly. So I mean, and then I mean, eventually I left the organization after things
Mm-hmm.
just didn't get better, and I was offered a
Mm-hmm.
better opportunity after that. So,
Yes.
I
Okay. Good for you.
eventually I started going back to the gym. I was working out, I think, what, 3-4 times a week. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people will always say, "Oh, you ni tak ada kerja lain ke, pergi gym je," but they don't really understand that that is my
Ah.
therapy. That is my when
Yes.
I'm having a bad day at work,
Yes.
I just need to just go and have an
Yeah.
hour, just to
Yeah. Yeah.
to de-stress, get all that negative energy out, and
Mm.
have
Mm.
all those positive happy
Yeah.
endorphins
Yeah.
coming back and making me feel better. Because at the end of
Indeed.
the day, right,
Mm.
imagine I'm stressed at work, then I
Mm-hmm.
come home to my kids, and I mean they're not the most angelic little boys.
Yeah. I know
So
what
they
you
are
mean.
quite a
Yeah.
handful. So imagine, like, if
Yeah.
I was stressed, I bring home all that negative energy, and then they make me even more stressed, then it
Yes.
becomes very destructive. So at least
Yeah.
when I come back home feeling a little bit better from
Mm-mm.
my workout, then it's a win-win, I guess. My
So.
kids get attention from me,
Mm-hmm.
get me at my best or
Mm-hmm.
better
Mm-mm.
mood.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
And your way of doing of releasing all that energy out, we call that the distressing, decompressing, all of that
mm-hmm.
by exercising. And
Yep.
some other people are doing by singing, dancing, and
Mm,
whatever.
yep.
But research shows that exercising is the core part of your mental health. It
Mm,
is like it has to be holistic,
yep.
you know.
Yep.
So I want to ask you that what is your best suggestion, what's your thoughts to help us understand that the mental part of it and the physical part of it, the overall health are related according to you? How are they related according to you? Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's more like, um when you're exercising, like for me, when
Mm-hmm.
I exercise, my mind is just there. My mind is just, okay, I need to finish this workout,
Yeah.
I need to hit this number of reps, I need to, this
Mm-hmm.
is like, I have a goal at the
Mm-hmm.
end, like what I want to achieve during
Mm-hmm.
that workout. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes my mind, um the any stress that I have and all that.
Yes.
And at the same time, when you're working out,
Mm-hmm.
your body's working, and it's detoxing all that
Detoxing.
negative energy,
Yeah.
and all that, because when you work out, your
Mm.
body releases endorphins,
Yes. And then you
so
sweat too.
yes, so
Sweat,
you
release all
definitely
the
feel
toxic.
better. Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Betul. This is not just your experience. This is research.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at it
I
this way.
read.
Even
I
I can
read that.
go to
Yeah.
the gym with my husband,
Betul.
and we'll have an argument before going to the gym,
Mm-mm.
and then we will leave the gym like all happy and lovey-dovey, because
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Yeah.
it gives us that happy
That
energy and
energy, happy
positive
vibe.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you the mojo.
Yes.
The mojo, the kind of the this is what the power couple means. You
Mhm.
know what power? Power, not the power, but the power that exercise and you know.
Mhm.
Um, so I kind of agree with that. Hence, I was so interested when you want to talk about how you deal with your depression by doing exercise. I want to help to promote this as well because I am guilty of that too. It's hard for me to work out sometimes
Mm.
because um and I know the fact that it will help your well-being, your health,
Yep.
well-being and whatnot, but it's so hard. So can you tell us what ways can we make it interesting other than going to the gym?
I think
Because when going to gym, people think like, apa, it's like nak tunjuk body ke, buang masa, kena bayar. Sometimes you have to pay, kan?
yes.
So I'm sure there are other workouts that I think you know because you do a lot of other than just gymming,
Yep.
kan?
Yes.
So yeah, why don't you tell us?
I think what's important for anyone,
Mm-hmm,
anyone who wants to start working out or being healthy or leading an active or healthy lifestyle,
mm-hmm,
is shop around, shop
mm-hmm,
around, find
mm-hmm,
things that you enjoy doing. Like for me
mm-hmm,
specifically, I don't
mm-hmm.
enjoy um anything with, like boxing, Muay
Okay.
Thai. It's not my thing. I
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
enjoy stuff like Zumba. I know some people enjoy Zumba. Like, I have a friend
Yeah.
who does it religiously, and
Yes.
she just does only Zumba and nothing else, and she is she's in really good shape, and she's always like a positive being, when I'm around
Yes.
her.
Hardcore lah ni.
Yeah, hardcore, but she
Hardcore.
just
Yeah.
loves it. It's so fun. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so fun watching her videos as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So I
Okay.
think it's really about
But it's also good,
you
right?
finding something you enjoy.
Mm.
So
Mm.
like for me specifically, I do CrossFit, which I've been
Mm-hmm.
doing for the past 8 coming to 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also started dabbling in a bit of Olympic weightlifting.
Okay.
And I used to do a lot of indoor cycling, which is like super fun, especially for me, that tour, right? I don't go
Yeah.
clubbing anymore, so it's like this is like my
Yeah.
other my
The
other version
workout
of
lah.
clubbing with the strobe
Uh-uh.
lights and the nice
Yeah.
music. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
fun, so I enjoy it. It gives you that feel good feeling.
Feeling. Yeah.
And recently, I just started going back to horse riding, which I've left for the last 20 years. That
Oh.
was my first love. And after MCO, I mean, I've been putting it off for so long to go back on the saddle. And I think over the last, 2 years with MCO and all that, and it just made me realize that,
Mm.
you're never going to start unless you start now.
You start now.
So
And
now
pick
that's
some.
that's how I de-stress. I do CrossFit. I
Yeah.
I go for indoor
Horse
cycling. I ride
riding.
horses. So
And
yeah.
you used to do pole dancing too.
Yes,
The
the
I
long time
Yeah,
ago.
long
Yeah,
time ago. Are you
in the
still able?
previous life, I used to teach
Are you
pole
s-
dancing as well, and that was fun.
ah? And are you still able to perform that act?
I
Those move.
don't know.
No,
I've
it's
not done it
difficult.
for so
You gotta
long.
have
It's
to have to
difficult.
strong body.
Yeah, it's
You
I
know.
to be honest, that I find that very basically, when I first started doing it, I
Mhm.
actually had a newfound respect for pole dancers, like
Yes,
professional pole
I do.
dancers.
Yes, I do
Yeah.
too. Because
Yeah.
it's not easy.
It's not.
It's not just, it's not just sexy move. It's
No.
technique. It's
It's very
technique.
technical,
It's
yes.
very technique. And I mean, I always imagine myself doing one. But I
You can
can't.
always try.
No, I have a problem with my left shoulder.
Oh, okay, okay.
It will dislocate by just a simple poop. You know,
Oh, okay. That's okay.
I can no
Understood.
longer do heavy workout
Understood.
until the surgery is done, and then some physio after the surgery.
Mm,
I'm going towards the surgery lah in this year, inshallah. But
okay.
at this point, uh, for me, like doing house chores is my current workout.
I
Mop,
love
mop, mop,
ironing. That's
ah,
another way I
ah.
de-stress. I
Itu
love
pun
ironing.
workout juga tau,
Yeah,
because you move anything has to do with movement. It's part of workout. So I agree
exactly.
with you. Picking the right thing,
Mm,
and then what you like to
yep,
do some form of activity is some form of workout.
yep.
So we have to, really diss that idea when it comes to workout and exercise. It is at the gym. It is at the park
Yes.
running. It's,
Ex-
it's not,
mm,
right?
yeah, I mean
Ah,
that's the misconception. And I think over the last 2 years with lockdowns and all that, there's
yes.
so many instructors, like fitness instructors, who actually conduct free classes
Free
online
class
as well.
online.
you
Yes.
know
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so you can either choose to do like you go on YouTube and find a video and you can just follow, or you can
Mm-mm.
join these instructors
Mm.
um classes online. And so it's sort of like a live class, so you
Yes.
still get some feedback from the instructor, because the instructor can see you on the other side of the
E-
camera. So
Camera. Yeah.
yeah.
And just like that Peloton.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go that on another episode. So Nas, um, I wanna put it out there, like when another thing that when we think about exercise, it's
Mhm.
like you gotta do all that, good solid 45 minutes. Like if you don't do it 45 minutes, you're not good, or it's not complete. To me, it's like when even if it's 5 minutes, and if you
Yeah,
can't do it, stop. It's
Of course.
okay. Know
Of
that it's
course.
okay, that it doesn't have to be like what you see on TV when they do it solid 45 minutes.
Mm,
And,
mm. Sometimes you
because you
just
gotta
need 8
start.
minutes pun boleh.
Yeah.
Mm,
And just because our thoughts, I think we, have the idea that it has to be done 45 minutes, three
mm.
times a day, buat kita jadi malas. Tak
Yes,
yalah.
because I think
Pada,
it's important, especially if you do not have that habit yet, right? You want to start
yes.
start start a new habit of working out. You
Mm-hmm.
start small. You don't
Mm-hmm.
go all in, because some
All
people,
in.
I mean, some people can like go all
Yeah.
in and then they can maintain that as a
Yeah.
lifestyle and it becomes part of their life, right?
Yes.
But for some people, I know it's very difficult. I've got many
Difficult. Yeah.
friends who I see trying going in hardcore, and after that they just sort of die out, like they will go
Yes.
in crazy for a couple of weeks, then
Yes.
they miss one class or they miss one session, and then
They
start malas.
then give up forever
Yes, and then they don't
because
go. They,
they
you know,
think
their
they
membership bayar, but they just
but
don't
yeah,
go.
exactly. 'Cause that happened to me. And
Mm,
I enrolled for this 6-month contract thing. I went like religiously for the first 2 months. And then after that, I felt like I cannot keep up with the instructor because, one class is about an hour. And
mm,
then when I felt left out because everybody was doing so well, I got like kaput in 15
mm,
minutes. And then after 2 months, I felt like, oh no, I can't be in this group of people where they are doing so well.
mm.
So, and then paying lah until the class is cancelled. But I think what I should have done is, if I cannot, complete the 45-minute session, 15 minute dah lah.
Yeah,
Leave it.
really is all about you do you, like
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you know your body, you know your
yeah,
capabilities, you know your limit,
yes.
like because everyone is on a different, like, okay, when you go for group classes,
Mm-hmm,
everybody is on a different fitness pathway.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Some
mm.
might just be starting out, some might have been in that class for, I don't know, the last 1 year, some maybe more than a year. So
Yeah,
like everyone punya fitness level is different.
different. Yeah.
And I think what is also important, that I mean, this is what I've been hearing from friends as well. When they go for group classes, it's very intimidating, especially
Betul. It is.
where the community is very close knit. So when you're a new person coming in, it's very daunting on you, because
Mm-mm,
you feel a bit more
mm-mm.
pressure to
Yeah.
perform or be at the
Yes.
same level. But
Yeah.
I think it's all about changing that mentality of,
Yes.
at the end of the day, it's not a competition between you and the person next to you, or the person at
Indeed.
the end of the class. It's really a competition between you and yourself. What do you want? You want to be better than you
Mm-hmm.
were
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
today you can only tahan 15 minutes of class. Then
Yes.
think about next week. Next
Next
week
week,
you try and see, okay, I last week 15 minutes of class. This week I want to try and hit 20 minutes of
20.
class.
Yeah.
5 minutes difference makes a whole different, it's a big
Different.
impact,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be the best approach, the best
Mm,
way to do it, because
yeah.
I'm, like I said, I'm guilty of that too. The moment we struck ourselves that this is how much I can do, we get intimidated by all these good-looking people around you.
mm,
And
I
then
totally
suddenly
understand.
you get away from them just because you don't feel like you belong there.
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done. People have some we call that self-esteem issues and whatnot.
Yes.
I believe that it takes a point of practice, that not to take it personally,
Mm, mm,
because everyone comes from a different background. If you do always feel like people are judging you because the way you look, you are not doing well enough just like the others, something that it's really tormenting.
yeah.
But when you look at it at a different angle, like you said, and see that it's your step, you do you,
Mm,
and everyone has a different journey.
yeah.
I think if you come to the class, to the gym or workout or do whatever that it's physical, you have to come forward with that set of mentality, with
Yes.
with that set of mindset,
Mm,
in order for you to not be, disturbed by all this challenges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was actually lucky when I started CrossFit. CrossFit is done in a
Mm.
group class setting as well. So I remember going in at that time I was pregnant with Aiden.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And um, I was obviously not at my fittest because
Mm-hmm.
I was also carrying another human being in my belly.
Yeah.
But I was put in a class with people who are um, competitive athletes as well
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
beginners. It was like
Mm-hmm.
a different levels of fit people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
but I think what made me enjoy what I do in CrossFit and what I enjoy going back to the classes is
Yeah.
because the community itself, in especially in CrossFit gyms. I mean, you
Yes.
go to any CrossFit gym in Klang Valley or in
Mm-hmm.
Malaysia for that
Mm-hmm.
matter, the it's a similar environment where everyone is very supportive. So I can be working out with an empty barbell with no weights on it and be
Mm-hmm.
working out beside someone with
Mm-hmm.
a heavy barbell.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, at the end of the day, when you're doing the workout together, if you are the last person working out or finishing the workout, and everyone else has finished, right? You, of
Yeah.
course, you feel intimidated. Oh my god, you know,
Yeah.
I'm the last one. But in a CrossFit class,
Mm.
everyone who has finished, they'll be there cheering you on to make sure you finish that
Mm.
workout. So that is a
Mm.
diff. That's the thing that I
The-
found, like, why
To be
I love CrossFit so much, you know.
process so much. Okay.
Mm,
Because the people around you pun is important juga kan?
exactly. So they also
Mm-hmm.
contribute to that. You know, like when you talk about mental health, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
some people get stressed in the gym, and then it
Yes.
affects their mental health, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. I was
when you
about
have
to say that.
a supportive community, then
Mm-mm.
it it also contributes to, you know, like a healthier mindset for you,
Mindset.
you know.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. So does that mean that choosing the environment, choosing what type of gym, where
Of
the
course,
gym is important,
it
part of
is
the role also.
important.
It's
So
very
I
important. So
always recommend
you need to
shopping
know,
around to see what
shopping
works for
around.
you.
Okay, good. Good
Mm.
to know.
Yeah.
And now, among all of that workout you just mentioned, say CrossFit and horse riding, pole dancing, weightlift, and what else? Which one is your favorite?
Cycling. Oh, sorry.
Cycling pun eh? Did you do
Mm.
cycling?
Indoor cycling. No, not outdoor. Indoor.
Okay. Which one is your most favorite?
I would say, um, is that's very difficult to be honest. I would say actually
You can
it's
say
a
all.
very
Yeah.
it's a very close
Different.
race between horse riding as
Uh,
well as right now weightlifting, because
okay.
I only started doing like proper weightlifting in the
Mm.
last 2 years or so, and
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it. I mean, I love CrossFit, but CrossFit has been in my life for the past 8 9 years, so
Okay.
this is something new, and it's
Mm.
really, I look forward to it every week, you know. And so it's, I think it's a close race between
Close
those
race.
two, horse
Okay.
riding and weightlifting.
And
Yeah.
weightlifting, your current obsession, sort of.
Mm,
Okay. And throughout the time since you started all of that, I think it's also changes along the way. Like
mm,
this period of time when you're pregnant, you did CrossFit. And then when you're at this level, you do this. And then bila you're the gang yang buat indoor cycling, you do indoor cycling.
mm.
You don't do all of them at once, right? At one time.
um Actually,
Do
I
you?
do.
You do.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, I mean, but the thing is, if it,
Ah,
for me, what's important is I have a goal. For
okay.
me, when it comes to my fitness, I have a goal. So what is my two main goals? My two main
Mm-hmm.
goals are mainly
Mm-hmm.
to maybe compete in weightlifting competitions,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
also horse riding. I used to compete when I was younger, but I don't know whether I want to do that anymore at this age because
Mm-hmm.
sister sedar dah tua juga kan. So so I don't know. I mean, but it's, those are the two main things for me right now. CrossFit is it, CrossFit balance things out for me in terms of like when I do weightlifting, I don't do a lot of cardio. So I get the cardio from CrossFit.
From CrossFit.
And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And indoor cycling, I used to enjoy doing it a lot, but um, priorities have changed. So I put that as that is the one I do the least in a week, maybe once or twice when
Mm,
I feel like it. I
okay.
mean, if I do it, awesome. If I don't do it, no biggie. So because I
Yeah.
have all
Yeah.
these other things that's happening in the week, but
Yes.
if it's a good week like this week, I've
Mm-mm.
I've done one session of weightlifting. I've done
Mm-mm.
one CrossFit session. I've done two indoor cycling, and I've done one riding
Mm-mm.
session. So
Mm-mm.
that's in the last 6 days,
Yeah. And
five
then in
days.
the
Yeah.
meantime, while you have other plans and your workout plans, you're like, if you can't do it this week, it's okay. You
Yep.
tak ada macam push yourself, "Ida, I have to do it juga this week.
No.
Otherwise, I'm going to have
I've learned, I think,
uh,
over the years, right? I
uh,
used to be like that before,
yeah,
but I think I've learned to be more forgiving to
mhm.
myself. Like if I can make it today, it's like
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world, you know.
Yes, yes, that's the way to
I
look
I
at.
I I yeah, because I look at it as on the bright side, I
Mhm.
get to go home and see my kids earlier,
Yeah, yeah.
so I mean there's pros and cons. I mean you can look at it in different ways. So
Mm,
macam yeah, I try not to be so hard on myself
mhm,
because I tend to do that.
mm. It's
Mm.
easy when to do that, especially when you have a target or goals that you need to reach. And if you don't do it, you become hard on yourself. But
Mm.
now because you learn that not to be like that, because it's affecting your mental health too.
Yes, yes,
Instead, you're doing in a way that it's okay. If I don't, I you enjoy other things at the same time.
exactly.
It's about finding the perfect balance.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think my problem is I also put too much pressure on myself sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes then I end up not enjoying it.
Mm,
So
yeah.
it takes the fun out of it. So
Yes.
I just when I find myself feeling like, oh my god, I didn't work out today, oh my god, there goes my plans and whatnot, then
Mm-mm,
I have to
mm-mm,
like take a step back and say,
mm-mm.
is it really the end of the world?
Yeah.
There's always
I
tomorrow.
think you keep everything in good, faith where it's fun, it's also healthy, it's also good for you, it's also, not affecting you in a bad way because you're doing it for good
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
fun way without pressure. Enough of other pressure at work already sometimes.
yes.
Kan? You add that
Betul.
to you because working a tak workout that day.
Yep.
Can. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, before we wrap up this conversation, like,
Mhm.
what's your hopes and dreams as a way to convince us, and or maybe some suggestions that how this idea may work for us too.
I think
Yeah.
for me it's, I mean, I've always been an advocate for moms going into fitness, especially after giving birth. Like
Mm-hmm.
there has been all these issues where I've met so many mothers who,
Mm.
what's the word? They let go after they
Let
have
go.
kids.
Yeah.
They let
Yeah.
go, and then after that, they will be saying, "Oh, I put on so much weight because of the pregnancy." And
Mm-mm.
hello, anak dah standard one, and you're still blaming it on your child. I mean, so you have
Yeah.
those. I mean,
I
um, you have
like that.
mother. So for me, I've
Yeah.
always tried to advocate for,
Yeah.
you can still work on yourself while
Mm-hmm.
raising your kids. I mean, I know. I mean, I everyone has a different um
Yes. Yeah.
their own challenges. Maybe they don't
Yes.
have the help to take
Mm-hmm.
care.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it's all about if how hard or how much do you want it, because
Mm-hmm.
and you need to like ask yourself, how long are you going to use these excuses to justify
Agree.
why you
Yeah.
are today. So my hope is for people to be more open to different options, because like, okay, if you can't go to the gym, you
Mm-hmm.
can opt to do your exercises at home. If you
Yeah.
don't have 1 hour to spare in while you're
Yeah.
at home or something, do 15 minutes,
15
10
minutes.
minutes,
Yeah, yeah.
just
Mm.
move, just even if
Do
you want to go for a walk in the neighborhood with your child,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
still something,
Take
it's
that
just
step.
about it's
Mm,
that first step.
step.
And then
Yes.
once I've also seen a lot of mothers who were like that at one point, and then when they start doing it, like, okay, I'm gonna walk for like 15 minutes today, and then
Mm.
I'll push my child in the stroller or something, and then
Mm.
they increase the time, and then it becomes part of their lifestyle, that okay,
Yeah.
every day they know
Yeah.
they will spend some time to walk, you
Mm-mm.
know
Mm-mm.
yeah, so I
There's a
think,
way, there's a will. There's a
yeah,
will, there's a way.
yes,
Yeah?
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really hope one day that that there will be more. I mean, now as it is, I've seen a lot of people taking up, especially during the lockdown.
Mm.
You see a lot more people trying to be active, going for walks, doing home
Yeah.
workouts. So
Yeah.
that I love watching people post their
Yeah.
achievements. Like I
Yes.
walked today.
Yeah.
I did a home workout. I tried this. I tried a new class. It's so I hope this will continue, and that momentum will just keep going and growing at the same time.
At the same time. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nas, for sharing your stories and your
No
advice and
worries.
your suggestions. I hope it bring the good to the world.
I hope so
Yeah.
too.
And I do enjoy watching your posting on your goals and your activity. It's that's how I got inspired.
Oh,
Sometimes.
Tapa we'll work
Ah,
out together one day, okay?
can.
Even if it's
All right.
virtually on Zoom ke apa, we can do
Definitely
together.
can. Thank you, Nat. Thank
Mm.
you. You have a good one.
All right, you
All
too. You
right.
take care.
All right. I'll speak to you soon.
All
Bye.
right,
Take
see
care.
you.
See you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to He with Rafi Reds One podcast. New episode airs every Thursday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow He Podcast on Instagram for all the updates and behind the scenes. Please subscribe, rate, review, and comment. Once again, thank you for listening to He with Rafi Reds One.